I got a couple issues that I'm working on today for the 300D. So let me just kind of show what those are. Yeah, so there's been a problem with the rear left door and then the front right door. Those windows, the regulators, like those are on fuse H for my car. And yeah, it's been blowing and I've been trying to trace it, like what's going on. I went and looked behind this accordion piece. I'm not going to take it off because then it's a little tough to put it back over the thing. But basically behind here, it's just completely bent. Like the wires were popping out of the harness. This harness is really, had a rough life here. It's from 1987, so. Yeah, so basically the wires there are cut. The insulation's broken and they're shorting. And so I just used some butt connectors behind here just to get that working and to get it, not shorting anymore. And that works. So now this window works, which I replaced the window regulator, greased it up real good. So that's great. This one, it just won't work. So I provided power directly to the regulator, and the motor's dead. So I got a new window regulator here that I'm going to put in, and I made a harness for this. Let me show this off. I'm just about to pull it through. So I'm going to pull it through to the B pillar. Pull it right through here. Here's the wiring harness I made, and I basically pulled this out of the parts car. It seems to have wires that are a little bit more thin, but I went and put the connector on, the real connector that goes to my car, just to get the wires routed through it, and so pull all the wires taut. And then here's what I found, the insulation cracking. I'll just pull it off on one of these. But yeah, every place I found the insulation cracking, I just went ahead and put the heat shrink wrap over it. And I don't have any smaller size anymore. I ran out. So this might look a little bit silly, but I'm just going to put this is already heat shrink wrapped. So I'm just going to pull these up here and then use some Tessa tape to just go over that. So at this point, these wires are completely isolated. I'll wrap it nice and tight with the Tessa tape, and then this is what I'm going to pull through. Just kind of pulled through a little bit. You can see this part right here is right where that door opens and closes, and this car's got 400,000 miles on it. I'm sure there's been a lot of people in and out of this car. Yeah, it was popped through this thing and the wires were shorting. So anyways, I got that's what my little test was, just to make sure that the fuse doesn't blow anymore, and it doesn't. So I just use butt connectors and then Tessa taped it just to keep it smaller, because it was right in here. That was kind of hard to do. But anyways, here I just did it. It's kind of stupid, but I just wrapped the new wiring harness around the old one, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this through, and then I'm gonna do a splice. I'm gonna do a splice in here somewhere, probably right around here. And I cut it pretty low on the other car, so yeah, I mean, I can just do it right here. I can just do it nice and clean right here, and yeah, then I'll have a little bit of extra wire going to the window control. Okay, I'm a lot further along, so I took off the B-pillar because I'm just going to get the vinyl that's on it just stuck on there better. So I had some spray adhesive, so that's going through. It's a 17 millimeter down there. Yeah, I got my wire through here and tucked it in there nice and neat. You might not even be able to see it, but here it is. But the Tessa tape pulled through over here, and then yeah, plugged in. And these old ones are this kind of cool how they just include that little diagram. I did put the new window regulator in, and that works. So it's pretty easy to do. Pretty much you just have to take off the bottom part under where the glider goes, or the part that holds the window basically. and take this out, and then you can do undo your bottom bolt, your top bolt up here, and then you'll see like a little guide. So once you get the motor out too, there's 3 bolts for the motor. 1, 2, 3. You get the bottom one out. It has a little guide in here too, so you can just kind of wiggle it out, and with this piece taken out, you can just slide it right out. So and the window stays pretty nicely by itself. You might have to tape it, but yeah, putting it back in is pretty easy too. So this is that rope mechanism one, and so that's working good. So the motor though had a different interface because I took it from a 92. So basically I just took these 2 wires I had and I crimped them here with a butt connector and then heat shrinked it in. And now I'm just gonna put this because yeah, it had a connector that's like a spade or whatever. I forget. It's a ring connector. And so yeah, I put these connectors on here. I just have a whole bunch of these from taking cars apart. And so yeah, these will fit in here no problem. And now I'm done. And right now I'm just putting everything back together, like the moisture barrier, basically that garbage bag that goes over this. And so, yeah, it's pretty typical for this to come loose, and it doesn't have to be on there perfect, but this is where you can just use the general adhesive. This is the 8088. So the 8090 is the one that you put on for your hood pad. So this is just general adhesive. So, you know, it might come out loose when it's if it gets too hot or whatever, but for here it'll be just fine because it'll be secured by the door panel. So yep, just gonna get this in here, feed all your pieces through. There's my nice and clean door control or window control. So yep, that's gonna hook everything back up, put the door panel on, and we're good to go. Okay, window test time. So there's the passenger window. Perfect. It's got a new regulator, new motor. And let's go with the back window. Perfect. And then just trying it with that button on there too. Yep. Perfect. Well, everything's working real good. Yeah, these new dual panels look great from the parts car. I have refinished wood. Some of it's already came in. So you can see here, look at that. Wow, huh? So coming up next, we'll have the dashboard. Gonna replace that. That's gonna be the next big project. So I'm getting the one I have ready. This car's getting better every day. I didn't capture it on video, but I did get the motor mounts, and I replaced those because those were that was really shot. This car was shaking like crazy. Now it's nice and smooth. The driver's side was already replaced, but I just did the passenger side. So yeah, overall this thing's coming back to life. I still need to do a transmission service where I do the neutral safety switch and the shifter bushings. So right now I have a notice on there because sometimes if you have it in park, you can't start the car, so you have to go and put it in neutral. And in case my wife drives it or anybody else drives the car. Yeah, and then there's a little bit of slop in here. It's not terrible, but I do have bushings, and it's right there by where the neutral safety switch is. So I'm gonna get that done, and yeah, when I'm putting the new dash in, I'll put all this new wood in too. And here's a preview of that wood. So this looks great. Got this from Igor in San Diego. His company is Restored in USA. Yeah, this is gonna be really nice having this in there. And so the dash I have ready, all the pieces are already on there. So just got to do that job. Here's some more stuff coming soon. So besides the dash, I got the some shocks, bump stops, and strut mounts. Ball joints, that's going to be, I'll have to do some digging on that one. But so yeah, that's it for this video. So thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time.